awesome PD that has roots in local learning goals. Whether there are 10 teachers or 10,000, we build synchronous, asynchronous, and blended learning experiences that help participants connect to the content while proving their learning through innovative adult learning best practices. It's not just our job to share information, we also consider our job to help learners connect best practices to learning outcomes. FriTech Learning Guides are veteran educators. Many of them are certified school administrators. Several have served as directors, coordinators, and specialists in the field of ed tech or technology. We understand classroom management, curriculum standards, standardized testing requirements, and how each relates to the strategies we share. We also know that finding the right fit for your job is critical. Check out the customer recommendations on our website, and you'll begin to see why we say everything is better fried, including educator professional development. Whether you're brand new to the profession or an experienced educator looking to bring more technology into your teaching, we are ready to help you create a tech-infused classroom. By designing and bringing together all the elements of a well-balanced, modern learning environment, we have discovered the purposeful intersection where technology and pedagogy meet. Your students will engage with their learning content in a productive, relevant way, leveraging the power of collaborative, creative technology resources. We will give you strategies to help cultivate a culture for learning in a blended environment. Then we share our favorite brain boosts to foster engagement, notable tools for effective feed forward, and how to accommodate for learners with life-changing digital tools. We look forward to joining you as you infuse technology into your lessons and cultivate a classroom culture where you and your students will thrive. Do you love engaging teaching strategies? What about saving time planning digital differentiated learning experiences? If you said yes, then come join us on a journey as we create a fried mixtape. In this course, you'll create a Google Slide mixtape jam-packed with bodacious learning activities that promote both voice and choice. You'll even create an automated pre-assessment that delivers your well-curated mixtapes to the right students. We've traveled far and wide to get input from differentiation experts who love to boogie woogie and use fun, engaging, totally tubular learning strategies that are covered in this course. Are you ready to get hands-on and change your life as a teacher forever? Well, we hope so, because you are invited to this 80s retro party. Come check out Fried Mixtape, Differentiating Learning for Littles. Is your classroom unruly? Are the consequences outdated? Does your classroom need just a little pick-me-up or maybe an entire renovation? If the thought of managing today's classroom makes you feel overwhelmed, well, you're not alone. In this course, we'll start by laying a solid classroom foundation and examine what gives a class good bones. We'll unearth their classroom's hidden potential by getting a behavior blueprint in place. Participants will take away tips for successful classroom management and will learn how to maximize your class's value with flexible seating arrangements and functional decor. Whether your students are learning virtually, face-to-face, or a hybrid of both, Fried Tech is here to help you rock the classroom. This course is more than just pushing the buttons and see what it does in FigJam. It's more of how do I use this tool in my classroom.
My favorite part of helping to build this course was just learning the tool itself. I just kept thinking about all of the ways that I would have used this with my own class when I was teaching.
I knew when we had the opportunity to create this course, we wanted to do something a little bit different. We didn't want it to just have tutorials that you could find on YouTube. We wanted to give the learner an actual experience.
Of course, we want everyone to finish the course knowing how to use FigJam, but we also wanted to inspire educators to use this tool to spark creative and independent thinking among students. So not only does the learner know how to use FigJam, but they also know when and why they're using FigJam.
And we wanted you to enjoy watching these videos, not just to see how the tool works, but we also throw in some pedagogy tips, design tips that we use in our day-to-day that you can also use whenever you use the platform in your day-to-day. The Tinkering with FigJam activity, I had a blast creating that one. I realized many of our participants taking this course, that would be the first time they actually get their hands dirty with FigJam. And there's so many tools and features that you could use in your classroom. Your students will love the platform.
This course is fried, which means this course is fun.
We really try to design the way that we like to learn, and we have a lot of fun doing it.
We really do push the boundaries when we create our Fried online courses, and we are a very small team, but you'll realize our personality does shine when we create these courses, and that's what makes these courses great. We all have different backgrounds in design thinking, in writing, in literature, all this stuff. When we're merging it all together into one great package that we know that our audience will love.
We don't just throw videos and text into an online portal. We provide opportunities for people to work alongside us and use this tool with us so that at the end of the course, you actually have something that you have created that you can use in class the next day.
I think my favorite thing about the course is the variety of ways that the learner gets to learn.
The videos are not simple step-by-step videos, but rather they're a dive into design thinking to challenge each learner to reframe the idea of what classroom management could look like with this tool, or what project-based learning or social-emotional learning could look like with this tool, even what staff meetings could look like with this tool.
We hope that you enjoy it and find how it could be relevant in your classroom every single day.
I think you're muted, my friend.
And I can see it biggest day right there in my face. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, we have Miss Brittany here with us once again.
Hi,
We had
Brittany.
some more people signed up, and so we're just going to continue on with who's here and what we have here. Hello, Amy. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, I'm excited to learn from you.
From me, right? From me. Well, I would say if you hadn't noticed, this time we did an upgrade. We did an improvement based on what we're talking about, which will be today digital storytelling using Microsoft Sway, create, publish, and share. So this video that we were already playing on the screen was embedded within a Sway. So I said, well, why don't we go ahead and just show what Sway is and how it could be used within the classroom during this presentation. And then we'll step off to the side to say, for you to look at the back end, and I call it like the guts of the system of the presentation and what we're working with. Once again, this is built with Sway. So as we're moving through, maybe Miss Brittany and whoever else may connect on this to watch this video later, you would then maybe start generating in your mind how this could be used in the classroom. And as I'm going through, I maybe would talk about what elements I use to create this. So right off, you've noticed an image already and an embedded video. I uploaded a video, so it wasn't that it was already in my OneDrive. I got it from YouTube, some online platform. It was none of that that had a link that I could put in. This video was actually uploaded into the Sway system. Now you would notice here that I'm using stackable images. And so who are we? um, Stephen Stone, Amy Store. We are FriTech Learning Guide, Lead Learning Guides, and you can see from our credentials, we are both educate, education board certified, or board education certified educators. We are MIE experts, certified educators based on the Microsoft side, and we're Minecraft education certified. So we're coming to you with a wide range of experience, expertise, and a love for the tool that we do use. I would say you can follow us on our socials. Miss Amy, do you have anything you want to add on to that?
Yeah, hi, Amy. You did great.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I didn't do that wonderful of a job. Wow. Okay, we are Fried Tech, so we are employed and we work for, I would say, within for Fried Technology, but we keep it short now, Fried Tech. And you can follow us on our socials. Give us a hashtag. Give us a shout out when you're participating in our events. And you can capture that there. And because we're doing this with emphasis on a Microsoft tool, as we say all the time, you may want to follow Microsoft to see what are the newest and greatest things that are happening, and not pretty much sometimes not the newest and greatest things, but what events, what initiatives are taking place now that you, your campus, your students, your district, your schools want to be a part of. If you are not familiar with the chat, I would say Microsoft um, Teams just yet and how we're interacting, we're using the webinar feature. So if you do have these features available to you on your toolbar, you may use them whenever it's convenient for you. I do like the reaction button. And so if you do see the reaction button, they have separated it out now instead of the raising hand and the emoji button together. They have separated it on the bar. So I always like the reactions and the hearts and the hand claps and the laughs. And, I like them all. And so you may want to use that. And then we can see that come up on the screen. All right. And so our agenda today and what we will be talking about, let us identify first what is digital storytelling. And then from that, what is Microsoft Sway and ways to use Microsoft Sway and Microsoft Sway Explore and Engage. And so as we move forward, What is, first of all, storytelling? And I'm not one to bore educators by reading, so I'll pause and let you read. What is storytelling? But then what is digital storytelling? Okay, and then you read those descriptions, but I would like to say, even in using the Sway platform to make this, this is just a regular text card, and I bolded the question and had some text underneath. So this could be great for students as they're looking at the information and looking to take the information in. And one thing I want to point out, Miss Amy, this is your favorite tool, just doing a tool mix, because I thought about, well, wait a minute, if I'm using a text card and I wanted students to read this, I can select highlight the text, and then I can tell it, because I'm using Microsoft Edge as well. I can select highlight the text, and what do you think I'm looking for?
Is it immersive reader?
That is absolutely correct. So I could either read this information aloud, or I can say open selection in immersive reader, and then it will open up and then it will read it to the students. But remember that when you're creating, you want to think about that. Users want to think about that with Sway, I use a text card. And so I'm going to talk about everything and show you what I mean on the back end once we make it to the explore and engage portion of Sway. This is also a text card here, but what you see here is alignable as a grid. So I'm just gonna just go through each element so you can just see what it is, and then we'll go and walk through as if the students were doing a lesson. Where it says Microsoft has a tool for that, meet Microsoft Sway for digital storytelling. This is a text card. Where it says Office Sway, the Sway Way, this is a YouTube video. Educator Stories, this is a YouTube video. And then over here, can you think of some ways that Sway can be used in the classroom? This is an image, but this is a grid, a part, a component of Sway. So as we're moving through and we're learning, let's say I want to play this video. And it's YouTube playing right within the system.
Great looking content that adapts to all these different devices and shapes. You do that by telling Sway what matters to you, and then letting Sway take care of the rest. We call this doing things the Sway way. The Sway storyline is where you do most of your work. You type text, add images, videos, and other stuff here. You can rearrange the structure of your story using cards that represent each piece of content. On the right, Sway is building up a preview as you go of what your finished Sway will look like. The storyline is all about the structure of your Sway. Notice how everything is plain and unformatted? In storyline, you get to focus on what you want to say and in what order, without being distracted by what it looks like. Here, you tell Sway what matters to you, or your intent. For example, if some text is important to you, use the emphasis button to tell Sway to make it stand out. You can emphasize whole blocks of text or individual words. All these decisions give Sway hints on styling. As you can see, even though the emphasis is shown as bold in the storyline, Sway takes these decisions and applies different styles while honoring our original intent. Here, I'm using accent to give text a subtly different feel. In this case, Sway uses italics. You can use different levels of emphasis on pictures, videos, or anything in Sway. The level of emphasis on a picture is represented by the number of stars it has in the storyline. You can also give Sway these hints directly on the preview. Just click or tap on an image and change the emphasis level using this toolbar. To keep several items together, select them using the boxes in the corners of the cards and group them. Then choose how you want to interact with that group. To give your Sway some spice, one click changes the interaction. Making your newsletter or report look great is easy because you start out with consistent quality design. And you can always change it using these controls, or simply use the Remix button to explore options. Just keep clicking until you see something you like. Here's some examples that show how Sway uses the hints you gave it about what's important
to adjust the look and feel. With traditional tools, you do a lot of manual formatting and rework to get things right. It's a lot like using paper, scissors, and glue. Making changes is hard, and it gets harder the more you have to say. It's easy to end up with a half-formatted, inconsistent mess. Which gray are you? And just trying to make something that works on a big screen as well as a phone? You know what I mean. Sway ensures your design changes are applied consistently throughout your work, and its automatic formatting and layout ensures your output looks great on any device. You focus on what you want to say, and then Sway takes care of the rest. Check out the other videos in this series by clicking on the thumbnails. Hopefully, these videos will inspire you to try out Sway and share your own story.
Okay, that inspired me already, but from a general sense, we took a look at how Sway could help us. And as an educator, I'm always looking to see, okay, do we have a real world education use in the classroom? Yes, we do. Here we go.
See success in using technology in schools.
It's down here at the bottom, and I can't get to it. There we go.
Goes beyond just using the technology. We've been in small bits trying to push out Office apps to students to be able to use. And it was a post online that I had seen that said, check out this new software. And it was Sway.
A new, exciting, dynamic way to present information.
You hear this little murmur in the background, like, I've never seen that. What is it? He's just sliding through. There's a video built in. And so there were a lot of just nuances to it that made it really exciting to share with others.
It's a really powerful tool for synthesizing or comparing ideas because students have so much flexibility in the layout.
It gives them a chance to individualize their thoughts and yet follow a curriculum base.
We've used Sways for business. We've used Sways for English comp finals. In fact, we have a group of seniors, one group of seniors today that are delivering their thesis in Sway.
Pretty much whenever I have an opportunity to use Sway for a presentation within class, I would definitely use Sway because it's my go-to. Just because it's so much easier to use than many other presentation softwares, and because you can get things done so much quicker.
I'm able to put together a presentation in maybe 30 minutes or an hour, so I can really focus on my delivery rather than what people will be looking at on the screen, because I know Sway's got it covered.
That's the type of comment that we want to hear from students, because then they're focusing more on content and they're learning that content because they're spending less time on the design. Having students share or collaborate on a Sway is so easy. We have shown it to students who have never used it before, and in minutes they're sharing with their peers and working together on the same active document.
Well, I love that it's cloud-based, so I can access it from anywhere. I can pull it up on my phone, from another computer. If my phone dies, I can use someone else's phone, someone else's computer.
As we move towards one-to-one technology for our student population, Sway seems to provide that opportunity to stretch their thinking, to use some, and feel like it will give them an edge as they move into a college or university.
Awesome. And so in the chat, my question would then be, can you think of some ways that Sway can be used in the classroom? So if you can locate the Teams chat and let us know if you can think of some ways that Sway can be used in the classroom. Now, for our sake of time, what I did already is add up on some ways, project-based learning, yes, and I love that. that is a way that I know that is not mentioned within our ways. So you're expanding us even more in what is some ways sways can be used. And so within this presentation, and you already know, we'll be sending this presentation to you. Thank you for joining, registering, and joining this session. But here are a few ways that has come up. I believe it's about 7 of them. And remember, I'm still using sway. So this could be for your students. This could be a way that you share information with your colleagues. And as you go through, you can then see Sway takes a notice where the drop off was under number 3. Read there, and if I click the next button or I scroll down the way that I have it, it will move up to me to the next element and show me what's there. So let's say 1, digital storytelling; 2, class presentations; 3, flipped classroom; 4, portfolios; 5, newsletters; 6, interactive assignments; and number 7, which I know is the last one, are assessments. And you may be wondering, wait a minute, assessments can be used in Sway? Yes. Let me show you how. And so knowing that assessments can be used, here is an embedded Microsoft form right within Sway. And so they can take the form without even going outside of Sway. So to me, this also could be an element of learning. They have to watch so many videos before, read an article or two before, interact with some learning experience before they even get to the form. And so I can simply come in and add in my name, and let's just say whatever class name, click next. And then here is some questions for me to answer as a student. And then this could be a gradable quiz. It could just be a simple get to know me form. uh, to me, Sway has grown up within the past 10 to 15 years that it has been in existence. And so now it won't let me, but I'll click forward. So I can get out of the form. And so that's one thing you want to maybe be cautious about. If you want them to do the form, maybe save it for last at the end, but I put it here in the middle because they can bypass it and say, oh, I submitted my form, and maybe they hadn't. They just clicked the next button. So for the sake of time, I just got out of it. Here's a reveal when it comes to Sway. I wanted to show you that, and we'll show you in real time how this works, but I wanted to show you that I created a document in Word Online, and it's text here, but at the bottom, where it says OneDrive files on demand, Google Drive file stream, and how this could work within cloud storage, working with a Windows computer. This is a table where I have videos in the table, and links are below. So I can transform this into a Sway directly from a Word document. And this is what it would turn out to be. So here's a GIF, and this is a Sway. And then those are clickable links within the Sway. So you can kind of see how it's coming to life. Students can take, I would say, maybe their research papers that they have finished, created it, and say transform this into a Sway. And as we heard on the video earlier, students in such a way they can take what's there already that the system transformed it into, and they may have to go in and just fine tune and make some edits. I would say on this, I didn't make any edits, just to show you how it can come in based on AI, because AI has gotten a whole lot better. Based on AI, it will set it up for you. Um, and that's all I did. And I just click present with Sway. That's all I did. So I'll show you how easy that is in a minute. Okay, and then this is the image where it shows that when you are in Word Online, where you can go to File, Share, I believe, and then you can say transform to a web page, and then it would take all that information, it would start to think, and then it would put it into a Sway where to be saved in your Sway areas. Amy, you have any add-ons to that?
Nope, all good.
Okay, awesome. Okay, here's another grid, but in this grid, all I have are images. I created, just to be fair, I created these images, these two up top, in PowerPoint. and I saved the PowerPoint as image files. So then I was able to bring the image in. So when students go and click on it, they can see a clear view. Now it's not interactive elements here, but it's just to glean the information. So when we think about having students to get started with digital storytelling, we thought of a process. Everything has a process from brainstorming, then do a storyboard. They can use Microsoft Whiteboard for that. From the production, yeah, they can use Sway, and then they can publish the Sway out. So we're looking at everything could go. Or can I just start in the Word area and just do my entire project of paper there, and then maybe go and put some images tagged on to what the text is talking about? Yes, of course. So I can skip the whiteboard, the Microsoft Whiteboard, storyboard or whatnot, and go straight Word into production because my brainstorming maybe would take place someplace else. As the guy had glue and paper, I can have construction paper, something a little bit more hands-on where it's just not just totally digital, but I know we're talking about digital storyboard. And Microsoft is one area that we do want to pay attention to. Now, if we're looking for them to use Word, then here's a document that we said that students can have access to, that they could click on the link right here, because you can add in a link on a card as well. They can come out of it, click on the link, and then it will take them to a copy of this particular document here that you have them to collaborate on. Here is the whiteboard piece. If you never used whiteboard, whiteboard has a storyboard template that you can use and bring in. As one student can be in to build their own storyboard, or if we're using our future ready skills, we want students to collaborate. So many students could be in this storyboard helping to build this way, and then they would just go back to the whiteboard storyboard to then start creating in Sway and building their elements. And Miss Brittany, what I have done, I have turned on your microphone. So if you want to stop us and jump in at any time, you can do that as well. All righty. And this is keeping me in my loop because I didn't close it. Okay, so let's jump into exploring Sway. I'm going to click edit in this presentation so you can see what the backside look like for this. So this is the storyline. So this is the backside in my Sway. And as you're looking at this, are there any questions that may have come to mind? How did you build that? How did you do that? I can once again go through and talk about each element, or what I want to do is also start from scratch, but I want to show you the difference here. You may say, hey, Stephen is telling you to title your Sway. Well, I knew I was bringing in a background that I wanted to show, that I wanted to serve. So when I start this way, for example, and I click play, I wanted that to actually come in. If I would have put a title on this, then my title would have been right on top of maybe my words, what I wanted to be seen. And so that's the reason why I didn't put a title here. But know that when you do that, and I'm just going to go click on Sway here so you can see all of my sways. When I do that, it will say is untitled, but my actual background that I brought in is sitting there. So when you see it untitled, don't panic about it. Don't worry about it, because if you see your actual first image background sitting there, then the name of it could be there, right? Um, and so when I click on it, well, let me go through it again. So then this is like the video that I actually brought into Sway digital storytelling. So I can explain and build as we're going through. And then Miss Amy, if you think about anything that comes up, you can help me. So I'll return back to this in a minute where we can get back to these last two elements before we close out. So we have roughly about 30 minutes left. So we'll show you the nitty gritty. When we talked about starting from a document, I can have a Word document that I can bring up. And let me go to my actual file. Um, Here is my Word file here. So if I wanted to create a Sway, I can create from a file one of two ways. I can actually open up my Word file online, not in the desktop version. I tried to see what this in Word desktop, and it's not there. This is Word online version. So when I go and I click on File, Share, nope, it's not there. I'm sorry. Export, right there. It's under Export. So export, and then it's transformed to web page. Now, watch this. When I click on transform to web page, it's asking me what style do I want, and just right off I just choose this first style that was there by default. Let's just say if I choose this style that says Regency, I'll just click it. It gives me a preview of what it's going to look like, and I can say, okay, I like that preview. Or just for the fun of it, let's say we scroll down and I choose this cinema. All right, and then we can see pretty much base of a preview there. And let's go to Regency, and I'm going to click Transform. I went back to Regency, click Transform. It's working for me. It's opening up Microsoft Sway, as you can see. It's working. What just happened? I just had my document. I had my resource there, and my document was done. So what about this? I would say in the English classroom or social studies classrooms and or any classroom where they have to do reports to show their learning. I've already did it in Word. Now let me bring it over into a way that I can share it out. How about that? Now, even here, we would look into edit. There's my edit button here because it's opened up in my Sway account. So I can come back here if I feel like I wanted something to stand out a little bit more, or why is this sitting by itself? I may want this to be emphasized as we learned before, and I can have it emphasized and accented. Where will italicize it? And I can go make some more few features. What it's telling me here, remedy for emailing. I can still, okay, let me go here. What is this about? All right, so I can do all of this editing still online to even make it come to life and make my corrections as I go. Right here, I don't know why it's doing this, but it put in two of the same links. So that's why I say you may have to come in and do some minor edits, and that's okay. Instead of I didn't have to build all this from scratch, I rather do the minor edits. Okay, we want to make sure we delete two of the same ones. And do you consider these to be major edits or minor edits? I would say they're minor and done. I mean, it's saved online. I can go and put a background if I want to, not necessary, and I can be done with this. I know they gave me some designs to choose from, but I can go click on design and click on styles, and I still have things that are that I can take advantage of to use. Let's say I choose this. That's kind of messing with my eyes there. I'm going to go back to maybe just the all white, just leave it alone. I can come up to the top right, click on the back button to take it where it was before. Um, as the video stated, I can do a remix, or if I don't want to go up and down, I can go horizontal, or I can say treat this as a slideshow, so it will give me certain elements. So you see on the preview, it's giving me certain elements. So as I click through, the information would be there, how it should be there. So it's totally up to you. I like to use Sway on a touchscreen device. Instead of using a computer where I have to use a mouse, I like to either swipe, figure out where it's going to go, and use it that way. Hopefully, I'm making a whole lot of sense. One thing that has come new to Sway is this customize button. This customize button you can dig into. I don't like to really dig in it too much because then you can mess up a whole lot on the back end, but you can always go back to the previous. So let's see, I'm going to say my intents, my animations, my text size. This did not used to be here. So I can make it smaller or I can make it larger. Let's go with large. And we can play with these different color palettes If we wanted to, let's say we go here, and then when I get ready to play my sway, then everything will look. So let's play and test it out. All right, here it is, still going up and down because that's what I left it as. And now you see here, just put these two on the side so you can remix it and tell it where you want to go. Now that was one way of creating a sway when it comes to using a Word document. Another way you can use a sway, remember I said there's one of two ways. I can open up Word, go to File, and then choose Export, then choose Transform to Web Page. But another thing here is within Sway itself, I can go to my office.com account, click on my apps grid. So I'm going in now so you can show, because I never like to say it without showing it. I can click on my apps grid. I can see Sway listed here. If it's not, I can click on Microsoft 365. No, click on all apps. I don't know where I'm going to take me back to the home page. The all apps. So it may drop down where then I can see Sway, and then it will take me to Sway. Okay. So in taking me to Sway, I come on this backside where it looks like this, or I can simply go to sway.office.com and it would open like this. This to me, it looks more pleasing to the eyes instead of this look, but it's still okay, because the point I want to make here is you can still start from a document. But one thing you don't see here, and what we'll find out, that's why I like to come here, because now I see start from a topic, not from a document. But if we go to start from a document, very similar to what I was talking about from Word, then I will have to have that document saved on my computer, which I do. It's in my downloads folder, and that document is here. It is now bringing that same document that I used before into Sway. So if you're using Microsoft products online in a Word document, you can go find out where it's saved at and then bring it up that way as well. But how about we start from a topic? And so, uh, Miss Brittany, since you're joining with us, still connected, can you give us a topic you will want us to maybe start with? And maybe students in themselves say, hey, I have a topic I'm working on. Can you start something for me? And I would say, Miss Amy, this was like at the very beginning of AI. When AI first came out, then Sway came up with this to say, enter a topic to begin. Or Miss Amy, do you have? Oh, there we go. Famous women. Okay, okay. I'm gonna copy that and say we do this right here.
Not
And
scientists.
scientists. Okay, thank you. Okay, right there. Am I right? Okay, good. And watch this. Create outline. Do you mean one of these? Which one? Women in science, scientists, women, women computing. So it's trying to just specify. So we'll say women in science and create outline. Okay, here we go again. So it's telling me, okay, gender inequality in the United States. This is good. It didn't normally do this. So this is good because it's pointing us in a direction so we can get right on in what we want. Do you mean, let's say, right here, maybe? Which one? Help me, guys.
Um, are those scientists?
It was like, okay, let's regenerate it. It's always good to regenerate. Okay, women in science. So I'm clicking on this again. And then this is what it's coming back to. So let's just say this right here. Uh, Demographics of you. Let's just go. Let's just go. Here we go. All right. So it started me off with something, and population, vital statistics, 1970s, racial, and ethnicity. So let's just click play, see how that looks. So it tried to do something, and like population vital statistics, is trying to do something, but we see that it didn't have enough information to really just like give me all in what I wanted. So you can see it's trying to do something. So I'm going to go back out, and this is very good for students to do. I'm going to go back out, and let's say I just simply type in elephants, create outline. Okay. What type of elephant am I talking about? Maybe I pick that. Okay, now it's coming in something maybe a little bit more. So I think maybe the simpler we get, or maybe we say women scientists, but see, it had everything there. So students don't have to use this information, because see, at the same time, they can still click edit and then go edit what they need. So they don't have to spend time in doing that. So this is just saying, hey, what if I wanted to start with the document that we said, from a document, in two ways that we showed, start from scratch. But if you're like me, oftentimes I like to have the power in my hands. So we can go and then we can start from scratch. So when we click new sway, remember I said you have the option to bring in a background image, or you can put in a title. So let's say we put in a title for today, uh, Microsoft session. Okay. And let's say that I do want to pull in some text. All right. What is Microsoft Sway? This is just text. And remember, as I said before, we can emphasize knowing that this is going to be the top question. So maybe that's going to be my question there. And I can emphasize and I can say, well, what is Microsoft Sway? I can sit here, and I know we're talking about, and Miss Amy probably already know the tool that I'm going to go to and use, but AI is coming alive. Chat bots are coming alive. And so when we think to use this in education, and since, I'm not trying to promote one tool over the other, but since we're talking about Microsoft, how about we go to where you think I'm going to go? To my friend here. Okay. And I've already done some research with this. And so one thing we would see is, what is Microsoft Sway? Now I could have done this the other way and say, give me a 2 to 3 sentence description of what Microsoft Sway is and what it could be used for. So if you're not familiar with Chat GPT, you may want to get familiar with that. And so I can copy this and we can paste it in here. I would say, even using this AI software, or this AI app, I still go in and check the wording. Make sure it's friendly. Don't just copy and walk away from it. Still read through it. And I hadn't read through it yet. Miss Amy probably sat and read through it. Miss Brittany probably sat and read through it already and found something that stuck out that we may need to adjust. So you can still go adjust it. Did you see anything? Did you find anything?
It's pretty spot on.
Okay. Hey, and we could extend it if we wanted it to, but
Mm-hmm.
I just came with the first one that it gave me. So this is some text that it brought in. But then you would notice here underneath these plus buttons, I used to, when I started with Sway, when it said suggested, I would just stay right here. I didn't go anywhere else. I just stay right here. But once I really started learning the software, I started clicking on these different tabs to try to make my stuff come alive, in which it does. So you can start using these different elements here. So let's say that the next thing I want to do, I want to bring in something from group, and I want to bring in a stack. Make sure everything is what you would need for the purpose of learning, but we're just showing you how you can add in different elements, and you can always go back and play with them. So let's say I want to add in a stack of photos. I'm going to go and choose my content. I can choose text or images. Let's say we go and choose images. Once I choose images, you see this window open from the right. And let's say I want to find something that deals with Microsoft Sway. I could get images from over here, or if I have images on my computer, I can bring them in from my computer. So let's say I want to grab this, uh, this as Sway, and maybe this one. And then I'll click add. And you see it's all Creative Commons only that is selected there. So it gave me that. I can also add in a few videos where it comes with Sway. Oh, I don't really like any of these. So no, we're not going to choose those. So we can stay right here with our stacks here and always say, I come here and I do, hey, let's make it as big as it could go. But it will go into its size proportion depending on the device you have. So if I'm using a mobile device, it will size down for a mobile device. If I'm using a tablet or a computer desktop screen, larger screen, it will size to that screen as well. I'm going to go down. Let's say I'm going to choose another element. Let's say I say media this time. So I'm going to go media and I'm going to close this stack here. So it won't get me all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to choose a media and let's say video. And you notice I could have put audio, but I can go here and do video and click this drop down suggested, and I can do a YouTube video. So let's say I'm looking for a Microsoft Sway video. Now, I did go at one point, I went to YouTube, got the link from YouTube, and I went pasted it in here and I clicked search and it brought me right to the exact video that I wanted. So, with that in mind, I can go out to YouTube and I can go and search for let's say it's this guy, right? Remember always remember always watch your videos before you just go and grab them so we can make sure that it's right for students. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab this guy's video here, or I can just go click up to the top, copy, and we're gonna pause you just for a minute. And I'm gonna go back to Sway, and let's say I'm looking for that exact video. I can paste in the link, search it, and it brings me to that one video. And I can just drag and drop here, and it puts the video there. If you notice any of these other things that you can bring in as well, you can bring in Bing images, is this Picket, Flixar, maybe I have some Flickr. I said Flixar, Flickr, or something from OneDrive. So if I had any video in a folder, whatever that was for OneDrive, it could be found there. Uh, I mean, hey, the sky is the limit. If I had anything on my desktop, I could bring it up there if I so choose. So anything you wanted to bring in, you can find it and bring it in as a tool. But make sure it's that right type of media. So if I said image and I click over here, then you have more assets over here that you can use. All right, wonderful. So even with this video, I still go, hey, click to maximize, make it full screen or as big as it would go on any device. Now, one thing I hadn't heard yet, which Sway came in and did, is right here, especially with images or videos as well. How about alt text and captions? Not like a caption as far as it's playing the video, then the captions will play. But by default, any video that I brought in from YouTube, captions turned on. I'll show you where that is. But you see here, if it had any alternative text that was connected to that video, it did bring it in. Now I can edit this text as well. I can do that as well. So that's really helping us with screen readers and making our information more accessible. So this is an image here, and because it was alt text connected to it, it brought in some text. But remember, if this text is not clear enough, I can clear it up. Okay. Now you may be wondering, now we've went built this together. How does it look? Well, you have to click play. Let's see how it would look. If you like how it looks, and it looks like it's going horizontally, so it will be coming in from the right side. Okay. So it's showing me this information here. If I keep going, it's telling me what to do. I can click here to flip through my stackables that I have brought in. And watch this. Although I'm clicking through my stackables, it's a symbol down here where I can even make this full screen. Because if I don't want to see it kind of tilt and turn to the left or right angle, I can then just maximize it and make it straight. And then I can still click through these images here. In order to get out of this, I just go into the upper right hand corner, exit, and it'll bring me back to my sway. Continue on. Remember, I said make that video as large a screen as it can get so they're not missing that this is a video. Once I click on that video, here we go. I'll have you muted, buddy.
My name's Scott, and today I'm going to be taking you through the latest changes in Microsoft Forms. And even if you're new to Microsoft Forms, this is also going to help because I'm going to take you through how to create a new form, how we can share it with other people, both internally and externally.
All right, so I'm going to maybe go back to edit and I can come back here. So, I mean, that's to me just a rough overview of Sway. I would say come to Sway with something already that you want to do, something already you want to create, and play with it. I would be wrong if I don't tell you that when I first put my hand on Sway, that it was a little intimidating at first until I started doing a few projects and started working with it and started getting it to come to life. Then it started working how I wanted it to work. Now, I would say it's very different than PowerPoint. Sway, in a sense, has a close rival of Prezi, some other storytelling tool that is online. But why not use something that is at your fingertips? It may take a little bit, maybe even for your students to wrap their minds around, but there are still on YouTube some videos that you can go watch from the Microsoft environment, and they may be a little bit outdated or even beforehand because they're trying to release videos out of the new products and the way Sway Newly will be looking in the coming years. So you may find both of those there, but if you just get familiar with the version of Sway you have, then it can make a world of a difference. So I would say if you want to spice up your presentations, if you want to get a new look and just tired of using PowerPoints, or people say death by PowerPoints. Now I wouldn't say go do death by Sway. uh, Make sure you use it like sporadically when you want to use it, so you can use it in such a way and that would bring your presentation alive. I would say it works well because I've used this on a touch panel device, so a smart board or a Promethean panel. Any board you may have, it works well where the teacher can swipe, student can swipe up or down, and carry them through the lesson. If you're looking to earn Microsoft credit, which you already know, we will send this in an email within a day or so. I know we were lacking because of the system wasn't up for Microsoft the last session, and they finally got it back up, and that's when you all received your emails and certificates. So if you would like to get credit, you can go ahead and take down this link here and go to the link, log into Microsoft Learn, and redeem your credit there, or you can use the redeem code. Okay. And we are your fried tech storytellers for today. You can evaluate us, let us know how great of a session this was by using the evaluation link, and we'll be so happy to get with you and to reach out to us if you have any questions, need any help, and we can assist you on that level. So we use Microsoft Sway for this presentation, and like I said, I started from PowerPoint, saved it as images, brought my image files in, and then also add links along the way. So you can update this and get this going and do minimal edits and lifting as you see fit. All right, and it's a made with Microsoft Sway. So I do know this is a great tool that it reminds me a little bit of, just a little bit, just a tad of S'more. If you've used S'more in your districts, it kind of remind me of that just a little bit, where then I can send a Sway out as a newsletter and don't really have to pay for that S'more subscription. So you may want to dive into that to see how you can use that. All right. Miss Amy, do you have any final words?
No, I love Sway. It's just so user friendly and it kind of does some of the work for you, which is always nice. But yeah, it's a great tool. I loved using it in the classroom.
Awesome. And I'm just going here, just cleaning out. All right. Any other things? Anyone else maybe put something in the chat? Any other questions here?
Nope, I think we're good.
All right. Well, it's 4:57. If you all enjoyed yourself like I did, I know you're ending today on a good note. So uh be good. Everything is all good. We're nearing towards the end of the school year. So thank you so much. This was our last Friday Live for the spring semester of 2023. We may have something coming up in the summer, just maybe one session in the quarter. I believe somewhere when we say summer months is July, August, September-ish that we were talking about. So be on the lookout for that. And so thank you, Miss Amy, for joining us. Miss Brittany, thank you so much every day for joining us. Please be on the lookout. I'm going to put my email here, and we know that you have been a fabulous connector, and you just connected to connect and give us some feedback. We have something for you, so I placed my email into the chat, and so please email me your contact information, and we will be in touch with you with some goodies. On behalf of Amy and myself and the Fry team, we appreciate you and everything that you do. So please connect with us so we can get you your goodies. Everyone loves goodies. All right. If nothing else, bye.
Bye.